It's one of Irving Berlin's lesser-known musicals, a story about the search for a model for the Statue of Liberty.
Miss Liberty first premiered in 1949 and has now been revived on a stage in San Francisco. We stopped by for a preview.
We actually got a call from the Rodgers and Hammerstein organization. We've done a lot of shows that are licensed by them. And they mentioned that this big celebration of Irving Berlin was happening at the Performing Arts Library, the exhibit that they're having, that White Christmas was going to be coming back, and wondered if we would be interested in doing an Irving Berlin show. And we've actually done almost all his book musicals except for Miss Liberty.
Let's take an old-fashioned walk. I'm just bursting with talk. What a tale could be told if we went for an old-fashioned walk.
That's what was so appealing about the show, doing it for us, was that this really was a lost show. It doesn't get done very often, almost never. And I felt like we could really bring something back that was worthwhile by one of the true greats of the American musical theater.
Come over here, my hunk of charm, and wrap yourself around my arm. I've been looking you over, feeling terribly proud. And
My character is named Horace. He's a photographer, sort of a bright-eyed hayseed from Prenders Falls, Indiana, who's in the city, in the big city, trying to make it. And he's a little bit naive and a little bit overeager to do things his way.
I think Miss Liberty tells a definite story. I don't think it's going for a particular point as far as a political point or something like that. It's more than just a fun evening in the theater, though. I think what I have personally found, and I think perhaps some of the cast members have, is a renewed interest in the Statue of Liberty, what it represented to people who were coming to the United States back then. In this particular climate, world climate today, we can kind of lose touch with what the United States represented back just before the turn of the century.
And sold, coming home from an old-fashioned walk.
This is the final week for Miss Liberty. You can see it tonight as well as Wednesday through next Sunday at the Eureka Theater on Jackson Street in San Francisco.
Not much time left.
The plot apparently revolves around the fight over a penniless French woman who supposedly was the model for the Statue of Liberty.
Interesting.
Anyway, what the interesting note is actually the sculptor probably modeled it after his mother, but that's not as exciting a plot twist, is it?
No. He has a gorgeous voice, though.
Yeah.
So it should be a nice night at the theater.